Welcome back. I have a delicious warm drink for you today, and this was given to me by one of our acupuncturists, Tom Kong, who does a lot with Chinese medicine, and this recipe is a great replacement for your morning coffee drink, especially if you're trying to come off of caffeine. It's a beautiful way to start your day, and it's a beautiful way to detox the system. We're going to be working primarily with ginger today, and ginger is a great opportunity to help with inflammation in the body. It's a great antioxidant. It's known to be used for things like chronic digestive problems, and as well as just an overall great addition to the body. If you've got any type of nausea, or especially for morning sickness for women, this is a great aid and a great tool that comes to just a natural response. And beautiful for athletes, so I'd love to see that in all of our athletes' diets. So what I'm going to do is basically, I started with a whole organic piece of ginger, and then I just cut one of the nubs off of it. What I like to do when I get it, when it's still dry, is to cut the nubs off and then individually wrap them in saran wrap so that they're airtight, so they cannot decay. And then I just keep a bag of them in the refrigerator, and each time I need to make the tea, I'll just grab one of the nubs out and I'll have just enough to make the tea. So good. This is a tip that can make what seems like an extra step or something that will take a lot of time to make it very, very simple for you so that these things are at your fingertips when you need them. So store that ahead of time in the fridge. And I've gotten off what I need today. And I'll just show you how I'll cut this. And I'm going to get all of the brown outer layer away. And I'm kind of careful with it because I'm trying not to get rid of any of the ginger. So just play around with it. And just go as slow as you can so you can preserve. And if I feel like I've cut off too much, I'll go back and just shave that because I'm trying to get as much as I can. The last thing you want to have to do is run out to the store for ginger. And because they don't always have organic ginger, I will just get a large piece when I go to our local store. But you can't always count on it, so I'm pretty careful with it when I'm cutting it. And I'll even go back over those pieces and shave a little bit more off. But basically, you'll get it into, just some type of a palatable little piece to cut from, and cut it so paper thin. You're just making very, very thin little strips. And then when we get that done, I have a pot of water coming to a boil, and I pretty much always use the reverse osmosis water. But it is good to alternate your waters. You can go between that when maybe you're trying to do a cleanse to use a deionized water, and you'll really notice a difference in your body if you've not changed your water at all. And for some people, well water is okay, but I tend to use the reverse osmosis water that I have right at the tap. So I will take that and put that in a pot of boiling water, and then we'll be back together in a few minutes to finish it off. Great. So what we've got here now is this beautiful ginger tea, and I let it brew about 30 minutes because that really allows you to grab all of that potency from the ginger. And what I like to do is you can either take a whole or a half of a lemon and then squeeze that into your tea. I always strain it because you're going to get some seeding in there, and I like to take my time and make sure that I get as much as possible in, so that you're going to have this beautiful lemon ginger tea. And you can drink this cold. You can put this in and add this to your water bottle, or just drink it in straight throughout the day. But like I said, I like to heat it up first thing in the morning and then have it, and have it for a couple of days. So what I like to do, I like to get some kind of fancy jar or container, something that's going to really make you want to grab this out of your refrigerator. So I actually got this one for my mom, and we saved it. I think it was filled with olives or something at one point. And then what I like to do is just slowly pour the tea into the container. Sometimes you lose a drop or two. But what I'm doing is I'm being careful. I'm sort of watching the ginger that's inside, because I like to reuse that ginger. Now, I know people who like to grind the whole ginger up in the Vitamix and have that right into the tea, but I find that just a little too strong. So since I went slow enough, I've got the ginger captured at the bottom, but I will definitely reuse this. If you have watched anything from our earlier shows, The blended green soup calls for powdered ginger, but when I have this, I'll plan on making the soup the next day, and then I've already got the ginger all ready, and then I can just chop that and use that into my base. So from what I, kind of calculated, I have almost a full jar here. That'll usually last 3 or 4 days. And I just cap it and put it in the refrigerator and then sip on it. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoy this ginger tea and all the benefits of the ginger. And we'll see you next time again when we get together to cook simple, fast, easy, and nutritious.